Okay, cool. Welcome back, people. Welcome back to the Too Much to Type podcast. I am your girl, of course, Francis, with an E. Folks, with an E, spelled with an E, not with an I. And we have a special guest. I'm introducing my special guest today. This young lady I have known my entire life. I will let her speak to it. Miss Tabitha Lachey Lester is joining us today. Cutest Irene.
Hey.
She's with us today. For those who don't know who she is my oldest sister. So she's the one that I have known my entire life. Welcome, friend.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Welcome to the podcast. Thank you for joining us. Today's going to be funny. We just going to keep it light and keep it chill and chit-chat about things. But first things first. Okay, we got to go into the this or that book. And I don't know if you remember, but this book is 3001 this or that question. So I can't be letting you just pick a number. I've decided to narrow down. Give me a number 1 through 10. 1 through 10. I discovered last
7.
time that this damn book doesn't even have page numbers.
Let's do 7.
Okay, number 7. Oh, this or that. Would you rather see 10 minutes into the future or time travel 10 years into the past? Do you know that you picked number 7?
That's such a great question for me specifically, right?
Yep.
That's such a great question for me because you know how I am. So, geez, 10 minutes into the future or 10 years into the past. Listen, you know I'm going to go past.
I know. I knew you were going to say that. I know. I'm going
to go past.
I'm going to.
I got to go past because when I look at the last 10 years and where I was mentally compared to where I am now, I would love to see that. I would love to see that girl and be like, whisper in her ear, you survived it, girl.
Whisper
You're going to survive it.
If I could go back, so my this or that is 10 years ago. And I would tell her, girl, chill.
That part. It's going to be okay. Take a deep breath, bitch.
It will. You don't even got to do all this. Because it will. Chill, girl. Trust.
Yeah. Believe me.
I'm going to tell her, no, you don't even got to do that, girl. Believe me. I don't get it again. I don't know. I don't know if I would do that, actually. Because then if I would have told her that, I mean, if you would have, no, because everything that you went through.
I think we need to learn the lessons that we need to do.
Yeah,
yes.
It would have proved it to you. You would have heard yourself say that, and then you would have been like, okay.
Yeah, that's why I think it's going to be okay is appropriate, right? Because I feel like that is your discernment. That is your future letting you know you're going to be all right. You're going to survive it. We're on the roller coaster and we're at the top. But, you always get to the end.
Yeah, I like that. So what's new? Well, first of all, I have to bring you and just clown you. Not even clown you, but my sister has entered the era of being she's a real auntie now. We thought she was an auntie before, but no. She is the auntie now. Tabitha is literally the oldest out of all my sisters. There's 5 of us. And she's the oldest. Now just to clarify really quick, I'm referring to my 5.
Right.
Okay. So there's no confusion.
Misconceptions.
You're the oldest out of
everybody.
All your siblings. You're the oldest out of all your siblings.
When I think about that, I'm like, that's crazy work to really sit back and think about it. Like, wow, I am the oldest.
and I'm the second oldest.
Yep.
Out of all of your siblings.
Yeah. Yep.
And I'm the second oldest out of all of my siblings.
Yep. We've been together. We've been together almost 43 years, girl.
Yeah, friend. Well, I mean, it has been 43 years because I mean, at this time of year, I was chilling in mommy's tummy. You know.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
And you were turning 1.
I sure was.
You know, I was already cooking about. So yeah, we've known each other for a long time. But Tabby has officially entered her auntie era. Girlfriend went on her conference, her work trip that she goes on. That she goes on every so often, every throughout the year. Honey went and made sure she got her little matching work bag and matching purse. At first, I was clowning because we was like, she worked from home, y'all. She literally works from the house.
Y'all were being haters.
We're like, how you get your work bag? You don't even got no job, Craig. Like, you.
Where you
headed? Where you headed?
Ain't never bought me a work bag before. I always carried around my book bag. And
but I love that you leveled that up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too. I feel like a real adult these days. Like, I feel like
I love it.
Before, I've always felt like I just graduated. Even watching Jazzy go through school and me watching her graduate, I still feel like I just graduated. What do you mean I'm 44? What do you mean I'm an adult? Let me just try to act like somebody's mom now.
But you know what's funny? So you say that, and it's like we are always. So you say that. You let you act like somebody's mom. I literally just had a conversation with myself and was like, okay, wait, I can actually really just settle into my own style and the way I like to wear and do the things these days. Like, I don't have to. So this same kind of thing, girl. Please, that's why I hit y'all up. Like, I went to that TJ Maxx and found that oxblood colored puffer vest. The lady asked me at the damn register. She go ask me, where you going? I'm going to Chicago. My son is in the Navy, and I'm going somewhere cold.
Because why are we selling puffers in Arizona, for real?
I can't have me a puffer. You don't know. I want to wear that on a summer day. I don't know. That's my style. I know how I want to wear this puffer. Just let me wear it. Like,
but it's the fact that she didn't act like maybe you didn't want to go skiing. Like, maybe you didn't want to go nowhere. Why are we questioning my puffer purchase?
Yeah. Hello? Yeah. She asked me, like, you know you ain't going nowhere. Like, I go everywhere. I go damn everywhere. But, okay, so congrats to you guys. Tabby got her auntie bag, and you went to your conference. And you know what? That was the vibe, because I'm glad that you did that. You leveled up yourself. Look at you. You went there ready to represent and get your award. Went there ready to represent appropriately and get your award. You know, you didn't walk in there with no pack on. She walked in there with her briefcase and her matching purse.
To match.
Girl. Mm-hmm. And don't think I didn't, because you didn't even send us outfits this time.
You know what? It was so crazy. Like, the timing, everything was just moving so fast. And remember, I told you that hotel was hot, so I was not really.
There's no mosquitoes ever in Arizona. There's a big ass mosquito trying to attack me in Luca right now.
Okay, so chat, we do squirrel moments.
Yeah, sorry, chat.
Real bad.
It's
real
what
bad.
It is. We know what we're doing.
We always circle back, though. Always circle back.
Sorry, chat. But anyway.
Yeah, you know, I my hair wasn't doing what it was doing. Like, it was hot. I was on the 9th floor. It was just, God, it was so steamy in Austin. I just did not feel put together. I was just hanging on, but I had me a nice bag, though.
You had 2 nice bags, bitch.
I had me a
nice bags, girl.
Yeah, I sure did.
And you know,
I even went to.
Go ahead.
I even went to the Coach store, and even the Coach lady was like, "Where'd you get that from, girl? You don't know your own bags."
No, because what have I been saying? Coach is trying to get us back.
Yes,
Coach
they
are. Coach is
and
like,
working real hard.
We're losing the girlies to Tory Burch. Mayday, mayday. We're losing
and they're
them.
doing it. They are doing the damn thing. Yes, they are. I'm very proud of Coach. Yes, it's everything.
When they started bringing their little charms back out for the bags and just taking all the seeds off of everything. Like, yes,
they're leveling up. I got a lot of double takes and a lot of that bag can fit a lot of things. So shout out to Coach. Love your products. I think that's a big staple in our family. We're not like super high end folks. We're kind of like just chill, just want a cute little bag that can be multi-purposeful.
Yes, that's where I sit. That's the wheelhouse. So I'm happy to see that now Tori got some competition. But that little forest green Tory Burch,
we're
the
about to
suede
do
mama.
triples,
I said, I fear that we may have to all get the same bag.
That bag is
green.
fire.
I was like, I fear
that
we may
bag
just
is fire. Yeah, Tory Burch did his thing with that one.
So be it. So be it. Whoop de doo. Whoop de doo. Yeah. So. Yeah, congratulations to you guys for going out there and representing and getting your award that you worked your ass off for, because you be stressing every year about September time. Every year.
You know my time frames. It really do start over the summer, but I have a really great staff. That's amazing. So I really lucked up in that way, and they just really beasted this year with the projects that we're working on. So shout out to my job, shout out to my staff. I really appreciate you. And look at me shouting my staff out on this podcast. I'm gonna have to tell them tomorrow.
Yeah, they need to listen. I shouted y'all out. Yes. My sister was giving y'all props because she know the struggle. She's been in the trenches with me with y'all. My sister was proud. Honey, please.
I was very proud.
Honey, please. But I've been loving seeing you get outside there, friends.
Yeah, me too. I literally, the last couple of years, so nice. I felt like, I am, and it's not just always centered around family, right? I think if you look at, let's going back 10 years, we were always centered around family. Where we're going to take our trips up as a family. But that just going where the wind blows mentality has really fed my life. Like, I guess this is my eat, pray, love type of moment.
You literally said that you wanted to do that. And
I did, and I've been talking about that for years.
It looks like. It looks like this. Oh, I love it.
Yes, just and just loving myself, right? And just really being in those experiences. You and I have had a couple experiences over the years. Our first sister trip, like people have seen us travel throughout the years, where we always have our kids. We're always going to see our parents. We're always going to see, our grandmother, God rest her soul, and our grandfather and our cousins and stuff. So we were always moving and shaking to do those things, right? But just going back to last year, our first sister's trip, y'all have no idea the way we cackled the whole time, the experiences we have, and I can't even tell some of the stories, but at the end of the day, at the end of the day, like, just talking and relearning each other through the healing process, because we can go back 10 years and look at the things that has happened and where we are now in the healing process that we went through. So I think that's what going back to the question, what I would like to see, who I was back then, because I just don't relate to that. But that experience in Arizona was just so delightful and so nice. And I can't stop thinking about our drinks, our gin and tea.
We had our desserts. Girl, your ass getting in. Look, I know over here, like, I already know what she's gonna be hungry, but she ain't gonna want nothing heavy. And I already had a plan for when you got into Phoenix. So mind y'all, so last year, Tabitha and I, we took our first sister trip, okay? And it was to Scottsdale, and we went to the Black Rodeo. This is the first time, understand, this is the first time just me and Tab took a trip. So she was flying in later. I said, okay, cool. I'm going to work a half a day. I'm going to head on up there, get us all situated in the B&B. She's like, oh, no, I'm not going to want to eat. I'm not going to, girl, bye, please. So I had our little wings and salad ready to go. Child, please, I was on the phone with Mommy the whole time when I was at Walmart to get us situated. We had the best time.
And ate really good.
And ate really well. We had a great time. That pizza that we had.
Oh gosh, that was so good.
Man, maple and ash, the best French toast I've ever had in my life.
Yeah. The waiter was great. The vibe was great.
Yeah, the first time we tried an espresso martini, and aren't you glad that we didn't say no? I almost said no, thank you. I'm gonna have a gin and tonic, but I was like, I'm gonna go with it.
No, I think those espresso martinis kind of just like changed my whole life. I want them all the time.
Me too, but they don't taste like they did at Maple and Ash. I bought the refrigerated kind. I bought the refrigerated kind. Like, oh, I could just make this at home. It's no big deal.
It's not the same.
I did the same. I don't know what they were putting in it. I think it was a little crack. I think they was putting a little Coke in the espresso martinis at Maple and Ash because it just don't taste the same.
It was definitely an experience. It was such a beautiful experience, and the service there was just amazing. Like it was the vibe, the music. It was just really, really nice. And espresso martinis have changed my life. If I can get them like how it was there every single time, I want it.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, because it was so tasty. We had such a good time that weekend. Oh yeah, I took my sister to the quilt fest.
Sure did. God had me in there. She know how I feel about walking around. See, I can't see my family. They don't take me to the store with them because I'd be like, y'all want to walk every single aisle. Y'all want to walk every single thing.
She can't stand it, but she don't want to stay at the house either. Though she want to go.
I mean, listen, everybody got a little FOMO with a little something because I may see something I need. You know, I may see something I need. Shoot.
Every time she want to go, but she be looking at us like. We so used to it now. Don't pay her
at
no
all.
Don't pay her
and then these people that I'm with got short legs, so they walk so slow.
And I'm like,
I'm 3 hours ahead of y'all. Y'all ain't here yet. Like,
what is the hurry? We like, what is wrong with you? Why? And ain't gonna leave her at home. Ain't gonna leave her at home either. If she want to come, she can come. Ain't nobody gonna tell her no. Ain't nobody gonna tell her.
Because I'm gonna get me something to drink and a little pastry.
Yeah,
I know that for sure.
Not for nothing. It's gonna be at least that.
I'm gonna get some food out of it. I'm leaving here with something.
I'm leaving here with something.
I'm leaving here with something.
Anything.
But yeah, girl, I've just been dipping my toe back in the water, and it feels good. It feels good to. I didn't know what 40s was going to feel like because I thought 30s was a win and 30s was a little rough.
Yeah.
But I realized when they say you don't give a fuck at 40, you really don't. You tapped out.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, so I'm living my peace.
What's next? You're like, but who cares? That's my thing. None of it matters.
Yeah.
That is exactly what I keep saying. None of it matters. Just live your life. And be a good person. That's it. That's
and by the rules that you establish for yourself. Like, yes. I just need people to understand that part. You know what I mean? Me and you were just talking about this the last couple of days and just, like, really setting the tone and not caring about what people feel or what people think about you because you're not living by their rules. You're living your own human experience. So I think just staying true to that will always bring you happiness.
Yes. It's so important. And I'm on a mission to normalize us minding our business and letting people just live. They're like, just be a good person. I'm not even tripping on you if you just being a good person. And no, I'm not saying a good person by my standards. You know what the fuck a good person is. Be that.
Yeah. You have a little morality.
Listen,
like, come on.
You know what we're talking about, okay? You know exactly what the heck we're talking about. So don't freaking be an asshole. You know what I'm saying? Don't be that person. And ain't nobody gonna trip on you. I ain't worried about it. Because shoot, I'm living my life.
And I truly believe I'm in that phase of just minding my business.
Yeah, I love it.
Because not everything got to do with me. And I don't feel like inserting myself to work me up in feelings I shouldn't have had in the first place. I just really feel like people need to follow that creed. If it's not affecting you, mind your business. Because y'all be walking around here with a lot of audacity.
Oh, and assumption.
Girl.
Damn. But I think the audacity is the part, really. I think it's the audacity that's getting me. Yeah, girl. It's the audacity that's getting me. And I don't understand where people are getting so comfortable to be out here
parasocial relationships.
Woo.
Okay? That's too deep. That's too deep. Parasocial relationships is a problem. And I really feel like it all connects to social media.
Oh, my God.
Okay, I said it. It is what it is. Like, and that's where y'all audacity gets you fucked up.
Y'all don't know what you're talking about.
I literally was on TikTok having this conversation, and these people was riding so hard for Will, Prince Will. That's what he is, right? Future King of England. Well, he was talking about mental health, and in my head I'm thinking, where was the grace for Megan, who also dealt with mental health? But these people were just like talking like they know her and they know him, and they're so she's a cunt and she's this shit people were saying, and I'm just like, it is too easy for y'all to mind y'all's business. You don't know these people. These parasocial relationships brings too much audacity and assumptions, and I just need for us to take it back. You need to go roll in some grass, go sit on the motherfucking curb, and worry about your own life and the shit that you have going on in your life. Please.
Do something. Please. Do whatever you have to do. Have a cocktail.
Do you need me to find somebody? Do you need me to buy you some? Go eat an edible.
Yeah, like you need to do whatever it is to calm yourself the fuck down.
Grass is real. Grass is real. What you guys are seeing out here isn't completely real. There's multiple sides to a story. There's two sides to a coin. Like, I just need people to realize that your opinion don't matter to other people. Who cares?
Thank you for listening and joining me, your host, Francis with an E, on the Too Much to Type podcast. If you would like to be a guest, just shoot me an email at toomuchtotype2025@gmail.com. Or you can DM me on Instagram at toomuch2type. Too Much to Type. Don't forget to subscribe and share wherever you like to listen to podcasts so you don't miss out on all this goodness. Then have your friends mad at you and mad at me because you didn't spread the word. It'd just be a mess. You can even leave a review, but make sure you subscribe and share right before you tell me how you really feel, okay? It's a give and take up in here. Thank you all again. Till next time.
So let me tell you what's so funny. Last night I was laughing. I was telling B. So I had commented on somebody's post because this person read a book, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I felt the same way. Now go cleanse your palate and read this book. And so many people was jumping on saying, oh, I love that book, blah, 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 blah. And then you got these few people that's jumping on saying, I couldn't stand that book. All I could do was laugh because I'm like, do you think I give a fuck?
Don't care.
It takes nothing for you to be like, I didn't like that book, and scroll on. I don't waste my time.
Okay. Listen, what I think you meant to say, what I think you meant to say, it is too easy to shut the fuck up.
Yes.
Like, it really is truly easy to shut the fuck up.
It is. It's so effortless even. It's like an inhale and an exhale. Just hush. Like no one cares. But I think what's so strange is that it's just not real. And so we know we're the last generation to know what was real.
I think
because social media has just taken. Yeah. Now there's some in the generation after us, I will say they understand it's real, but there's a lot. You're right, of this fake. It's weird. This is not the Sims, guys.
And then with that, and the people that you rock with, you're not really holding them accountable either for the bullshit that they do.
Yeah,
and that's a part of a problem too. Y'all fan out way too much. These people are just people. At the end of the day, you build them up and you break them down.
Yes.
Story of the test of time, child.
Yes. And I think that has a huge part too in this new dating phenomenon.
Girl, don't even get me started, child. I'm swimming in the swamp. Okay.
It's so fascinating to me that, like, guys, why don't we all just decide to do the right thing by each other? It will make finding maintaining and keeping relationships so much easier. Just treat your people like you love each other. But these people be out there saying the craziest things out of their mouths to other. I don't know.
I do. I feel the same way. I remember back in the day, I used to say when we were in the 99, 2000s. Yes.
Oh man, what a time to be alive.
Now, that was a time. That was a time. Like, I'm so glad that I was alive to experience that. Jasmine always tells me, like, I wish I was alive during that time. And I'm like, oh, man.
Did you see that, who is it? Cash Money and No Limit about to have a versus. Versus is coming back.
I know. And I just, I'm like, you about to bring out these old knees. And
I'm going to try my best. I don't got it.
Listen, because the reality is, I'm so glad that they're bringing back verses. I feel like that was a cultural moment that was big, and my favorite verses will always be the Locks versus Dipset. Period. Hands down.
It was such a morale boost for the time that we were in. It was such a morale boost for the culture, for the time that we were in. We needed it.
Yes.
I'm glad they're bringing it back.
Absolutely need it. Yeah, and I'm glad that they're bringing it back with those two crews, I think that was a time, those 99, 2000s was
fun time.
We have a lot of stories that will have to be later, because that will never be fit in an hour. No. Me and Stephanie is my baby mama. She is Jasmine's godmom. Me and Stephanie were talking about the time where we got on Snoop's tour bus back then. He invited us on the tour bus. I don't know if I ever told you about that. Girl, he was such a gentleman. First of all, I can never believe any hate for Snoop. He was respectful. He was a gentleman. And we had such a great time, but the idea, obviously, back then, the 99, 2000s, we all know what we were doing on Snoop's bus. I don't need to explain it to y'all. But what I am going to say is it was a time and a memory and a core moment in my life that I will never forget.
See, that's where I should have been, not with you know who.
Now, don't forget the time that we did meet Wayne and them, and we don't have to deep dive that time. But remember that we met Wayne, Baby. They were having a concert.
Oh, I remember.
It's a sensation.
I remember that time.
Don't forget that time. We both got souls.
Me, you, and Aaron. I absolutely.
And Lily was there.
That was a core memory for me.
The stories that we have, y'all.
I should have been there with Snoop, because that's what time that I was on. I wanted to chill.
Listen, I have met people throughout my life. That's why, just going back to the parasocial relationships, when you really is she?
Hummingbird just showed up.
Oh, we always say the hummingbirds.
Oh yeah, yeah. She said, Tabitha, you making greens today?
What you cooking? Is that what you?
She literally came by and asked. She looked at me and said, Francis, you pregnant again? That's what she came by and asked.
That's what she came by and asked. Poor grandma's story is her telling us that you can get pregnant if wind blew up your skirt.
Oh, yes.
If a boy looked at you. She would say the craziest things that would just stick with me and just be like, oh no, the wind's blowing, I can't get pregnant.
Oh no, child, boo. And here I am looking at her like, you telling stories, child. That wind always blow. And I am fine. You over here scared.
Girl, I sure do miss her. I sure miss her.
Oh, I do too, every day, yeah. Every day, yeah.
Yeah.
We were blessed to have that one. Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Francis the First. Yeah. And I'm her Miss T.
Yeah.
And you're her Francie Mae.
Yep.
Yep. And my grandma had nicknames for all of us.
Child.
Every single grandkid.
Child. I be forgetting that the way her children spanned out, and we are the children of her oldest child. That
I know
the baby cousins are literally our first cousins.
Yeah.
I be forgetting.
But those are babies, though. You know what I'm saying? I
love them down. Every last one of them. I don't care. Take it out.
Every last one of them.
Yeah.
For sure. And especially the baby ones. You know what I'm saying? The ones that we were the older ones in our teenage years, but they were the babies. And then every time we would come into town, they always gravitated towards us. Yeah. You know, so yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, I miss them days, buddy. Oh, buddy.
Yeah, Miami has a lot of days.
I wish that we had family reunions. We always say that. We always say, oh, we're going to have a family reunion. But I be seeing other people and other friends and stuff, they having their family reunions. And I'm like, damn, I wish we had family reunions.
I think that you know, John and I talked about this. Our cousin John, our aunts, my dad's,
Boo-boo.
Yeah, Boo-boo Robinson, our dad's sister, John Francis and I grew up close, like siblings.
Yeah,
and our aunt was a mother figure to us in a lot of ways, and so we're still so close, tight knit to this day.
Yeah.
And I was talking to John, and I was just like, I think the issue is like we've lost the matriarchy, right? There was no one to kind of step into that role. There are several of us that live out of state, so it will be hard. It's very hard for us to kind of put it together. I think the last big thing that we did, which was Grandma's birthday party.
Yeah. And then her service.
Yeah.
And for me, like, it's still so, I have to be better about even being there and in that space, because it's still just very traumatizing to me to not have her. So it makes it, and I talk to you about, like, I have to do better about reaching back, because it's very hard for me to even engage on that side of the family, because it's still so traumatizing to me that she's not here. And so it's hard,
be the sentiment for all of us, you know.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't be having it in me to take on how heavy it is for me. And plus, but I also know that how else are we supposed to get past it if we don't just be there for each other more?
That's true. I try to call Granddaddy often. You know, Granddaddy was a very quiet man when we were growing up. He was little words, but it's something that I've seen as he's transitioning to his new reality and talking to him. He's actually a really funny guy, and he is so chatty, and I can feel him smiling when I'm on the phone and we're just talking about baseball. We talk about basketball. I'm just, you know, checking in on his health and just making sure, because, you know, obviously he lost his spouse many years, and so I always worry about that. So I try to check in for all of us, so he knows that, you know, we're there. And everybody is struggling because she served such a purpose for a lot of us, right?
She was the nucleus. Like, it was like, for me, like, I got to see, for me, she was the nucleus, because every time I was with her, I got to see all my cousins and aunts and uncles. So she was the nucleus for me. Mm-hmm. Like, she was my main line.
Yeah.
Because I knew that they would all come there, you know. But then as you get older, now we lose that. It's like, I just wish that we had family reunions, or that we got together more. And I know it's just one of those things where it's just hard. It's hard to be able to do it. And it's economy and shit, too. But it's just like...
Yeah.
But also growing into this next phase of life that I'm in, that you're in, that we're in, like you said, having those little pockets of time the way it needs to look, and not it being this big orchestrated thing all the time. It's just the way it is, and it feels so much better. It feels so much better to be able to have that intimate time with people, and then not be, oh, so what about this person, that person, you know, like,
it's okay for you to spend that time and you're not slighting anybody else. And also the dynamics and relationships are different. The interactions is different. Like, one of my regrets I always carry with me is I am, something that's been weighing on my heart, and I had my conversation in my head this week about it, is wanting to work on a better relationship with Rabbit, right? And becoming close to her, because I just feel like we can do better at doing that. Me personally, I can do better as a big sister, because I just feel like our relationship can use some work and more consistency. You know what I mean? I know we love each other, but I want more consistency for us in building that relationship, and I need to take the lead in that as the big sister, and I recognize that. And I almost told you about that, but we were talking about so many other things this week. But that's just something that, is a big regret for me.
Oh, I think I'm on that.
Yeah, and that weighs heavy on me, because in the times that I've been in DC, I haven't told her, right? And that's my ownership, and me not realizing how she would feel in that way, but also bringing her into this other part of the world. Like, I brought you into that world, you know what I mean? So I had reached out to her a couple weeks ago, and I'm just like, we need to see each other. Like, we just need to, I want to spend time with you. I want to do those things with you too that I do with you and Courtney and Snacks. Me and Snacks have our own, type of relationship. I even went out tubing with Latasha over the summer when she came down and met her brother. So that was pretty cool. And I do want
Hi, baby chick. Girl, sorry, Xavier just came outside.
It's okay.
I'm talking to Auntie Tabby. We're recording her podcast episode. Let me tell you what his shirt says. His shirt says, "This is no time to be sober."
He always has the best shirt. Like, he has this shirt that says "My wife is hot" or something, and I'm like,
he went to Jaden's graduation. I didn't even see his shirt until we went to the graduation, and it said, "I love my smoking hot wives."
Yes.
Oh, he said he got this shirt. Look at my shirt. The one he's wearing, he said he got it from Jaden. Girl, I just love that child. That child of mine. He gonna do his thing. But yes, I love that, and I get it. Yeah. It's one of those things where, we talked about it, like, we had to come to the realization where it just needs to look and feel the way it needs to look and feel. And my going in position is always with love. I'm not. You all know how it be. When I'm being mean or rude or whatever, I do that shit very deliberately and out loud. It's never passive aggressive. Never passive aggressive, And so for me, it's like I look at everyone else the same way. Like, I never assume that you're doing something to try to hurt me. I'm always assuming that you're just doing stuff. Yeah. But don't get it twisted now. I mean, no, we be seeing when people be on their fuck shit too. Like,
for sure.
But
I'll be peeping that, and I'll be like, oh, you ain't getting no reaction out of me, baby. You ain't gonna get what you want. You ain't gonna get what you want from me.
Yeah, but the going in position initially is always that you just out here trying to function like we are, and I love that. I think that's going to be real important for all of the sisters, because like we hit on at the beginning that you're the oldest of all of the siblings. So to explain it. Some people know this, some people don't. I don't know if you want to hit on it a little bit, how you and I ended up to come to be and get to this space where we are and these revelations we've had, because it's been a long time coming. And I am, to introduce it before you even say it, I am always grateful all the time for that year that you and I had to come back to have this.
But remember, I told you.
Yeah, we always double back.
Sometimes, you feel things a lot more bigger than I am when I'm more big picture, and so you don't be seeing what I'm talking about. But it always happens, and I'm always have to. You see what I was saying?
You say it all the time. You say it all the time.
And me as a big sister and the dynamics, and let's just go ahead and jump into it, right?
Yeah.
I'm the oldest sister. Francis and I share a father, and I share a father with Akile, Latasha, Francis, right? Dee Dee has always been taken under our wing, even though not biologically related to our father. But the other side to that is, throughout the years, we had always questioned my paternity, right? And that's always something that you and I have talked about since I was a little girl. Yeah. And we had different feelings about it, right? I think I was coming from the place of trying to figure out true identity because I never felt like I truly fit. And I just want to preface this up. It's not because our father did not love me. I want to make sure that we understand that he treated us very equally. He did not make me feel unwanted by any means. My dad has always loved me. And the beauty in that, because I do, in all hindsight, even though people may have opinions, it's a beautiful story, though, right? In two aspects. One, our father chose me.
He did.
I think that people don't really put enough emphasis on taking on that responsibility at pregnancy, not after.
And to know that, like, literally chose you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Literally chose me. Yeah.
And
that's that's a beautiful thing, and I don't want to overshadow that at all because that thing is for me a lot, right? However, that is my dad. Like, that's just what it is, right? So we went through this growing up of trying to, balancing my emotions about it more so, right? Because I was the one questioning and found things throughout the years that kind of tilted towards asking that question, right? And the story goes, our father, met our mother while she was pregnant, and I came to be, and in that year of my dad and my mom, or my dad. Remember I said this shit yesterday? We say my dad. I'm saying
we say they do it every time. It's our dad, but we know what we're talking about.
Like, we know what we're talking about.
Really, I'm like, yeah, because my dad and my mom, I did that shit yesterday to you. So y'all just have to learn that this is how we talk.
Yes. So you came about, right, 13 months later to solidify our family, right? That's to make sure that the last names were changed, everything aligned, and things like that. So,
and imagine the realization of knowing that too. For me, like, it was like, for my whole life, like you said, the emphasis was on managing your emotions and how you felt about it, because I didn't understand it. Right. And so I was just like, okay, but I didn't understand it, but at the same time, I was like, I'm team you. I'm supporting you. Whatever you feel about this, we're going to figure it out to some capacity,
Yeah, and I think it's a little bit of an identity crisis, right? Because we would have these conversations like, why is our hair so different? Like, why am I so tall? And it was like the visual things that kind of stuck out to me, like, this doesn't make really too much sense. And also trying to live some kind of normalcy in that, right? But this is a tug of war mentally for me, emotionally for me, and I kind of had to tug that, but it was always on my surface, right? And that made me, I guess, kind of angry, and like, because you feel like you deserve that truth or whatever the case may be. I also think that I needed to experience being a mother. I think we don't talk about that. And me and you have talked about this, like, after the fact, right? I need to experience being a mom in my own single motherhood and to understand our mother so much better, right? And I think that because you and I had a conversation in the past, and we've never told our parents this before. When I asked you originally, can we do a DNA test? And your fear in that was, I'm going to lose my sister if I do this, because this could be a possibility that this is true, right? I think that's the assessment that I got from you back then. And
my biggest fear was that I didn't fear losing you at all, because I knew that we were sisters. But my thing was, I didn't want to sneak. I wanted to talk to them and let them know, like, this is it. Like, because I knew that you had asked. You had asked repeatedly.
I did.
But I also felt like that wasn't, it was one of those things where I didn't straddle the fence. I wasn't on the fence. I just felt like, but you're my sister. And I never even allowed myself to think that there was this possibility that you were not we didn't share the same father biologically. And the reason why was because even though all of the differences were staring me in the face, for me it was always, but it doesn't matter because you're my sister. And it was real black and white like that. I never feared losing you. I just didn't want our parents to feel like we were sneaking around, because we didn't have to do that. I felt like we were very empowered, and I'm willing to help in any way, but I don't want it to be like a we snuck off and did it type of thing. And now, hey, we're proving the point. And it was like, no, we're giving you a last ditch effort because now I'm in on this conversation. I never inserted myself on whatever conversations that you had with our parents. I was never a part of those conversations, so I played the background. Right. So my going in was, okay, I'm on board now. And so let's give them the opportunity to us as a family talk about it. But I didn't want to take that from you either.
Yeah, and then, the reality is that they had their own conversations, right? And their own agreements and stuff like that. As parents, we can understand that. Right. We didn't think about it from that standpoint because you're just wanting answers for yourself, right? And I think it came to a point where I think one Thanksgiving we were talking about names and then it got a little serious and I remember and I remember you in the kitchen like, oh, we doing this? We have been drinking, y'all.
I was like,
we've been drinking. B was gone. I forgot where B was at, but it was just me, Mom, you, the kids, the dogs, and we had been started drinking early in the morning, and we just started talking about names, and I just brought it up, and it just so happened that our father called, and it was like perfect timing. Francis her face was like, oh, you didn't even warn me, like, bro, and I'm just like, we're doing this now, like,
and I'm looking at her like, well, here we go.
Here we go. So we had this conversation, and from that conversation, Daddy was just like, oh, she's too close, I guess, from what I understood from him and I's conversation back then was like, she's going to find out regardless, so he felt like he needed to tell me, and there were some things that we needed to work on because there was some rough years after that, right? Because now I am okay. I was telling the truth to myself. One, realizing, trusting in my discernment of what, I knew the truth was.
Yep.
And, whoa, my whole world blew up.
And for me, I sat with the disappointment of, I had that whole entire, what the fuck, but, you know what I'm saying? Because it was like, now, this wasn't necessary. She'd been asking all this time, like, why didn't we have a contingency plan in place of when she asked, this is how we're going to handle it? Why continue to create this environment for this girl? That in turn affected me in the way that I grew up with this girl.
In our relationship.
It was like, it was just such a slap in the face to me. But I had to stop because I never looked at it from the lens that they could be lying, because why would they be lying to me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why would they be lying? So I never, but then when everything came to a head, I had to sit back and say, Francis, how do you feel about what just happened? What is your perspective of the way you grew up, the life that you lived, how you were raised? How do you see it? How do you see this happening? Not from the perspective of your sister's bird's eye view, and not from the perspective of what people are telling you. How do you remember it? And when I sat with how I remembered growing up, and it made so much sense. Like, we talked, and I love that we had that very serious conversation after my birthday when I came back from Atlanta. When we got back from Atlanta. And it was just the opportunity for you and I. Like, at that point, I felt like I believed you. You kept telling me all these. We always circle back. And at that moment, I felt like I believed you so much that we didn't have nothing else to lose but be honest with each other with how we felt about everything. I truly, truly felt that. I was like, we're going to come back to. She says it all the time. So at this point, what else do we got to lose?
Because we're both going through this human experience from different purviews, right?
From different perspectives, and I was like,
that's what I was like.
She's got to understand how I felt about it.
And I did, but I think in that moment I really had to put my healing first, right? Because it was like I was the most impacted by this, and then where does this go after that, right? And then how does this look, and to make everybody feel safe in their relationship? So it was like so much to navigate, because then when I finally decided a year later to go ahead and take the DNA test, right, we had this moment where I was looking just to see if I can find him and all this other stuff, and we ended up finding out that I had a sister. And I remember the day that I sent you the picture, right? And
I do too.
I called you, and I didn't expect you to react the way you did, but something hit me to my core of you also saw something throughout your childhood that you realized like something.
And I never said
here,
that.
Right?
I never said it because
You said I always wish that we looked alike all my life. Like she looks just like you.
Yes.
Yeah, and it was like that.
But I just never said it to you because I never.
And to have someone that looked like me, was like, holy shit, this is really real. Like,
yes, it hit me like a ton of bricks because when you sent me the picture, mind you, Tabitha,
you probably thought it was
me.
Me.
DNA test. And she sent me when she found the DNA. She went through a whole process, right? And I know we'll talk about that another time or some. But anywho, she went through the whole process, and she said, "I want to send you something." She called me up, and she sent me a picture of a girl. And upon first opening it and laying my eyes on it, it looked like you, but I knew it wasn't you. Because I would have seen that picture.
Yeah.
I know your face. I know your face. Like I know every inch of your face. So I was like, oh, I would have known. But looking at her, they looked like twins. I could not even believe it, how much they looked alike. I was just, it kicked me in my stomach. It kicked me, knocked the wind out of me. I was like, what the fuck?
I remember that reaction, and I was like, whoa. I wasn't, that wasn't on my radar, because I also felt like you grieved that part of, oh my, like, this is, I always wanted us to look alike. I always wanted us to, you know what I'm saying?
But I think I also always just saw you as mine. Mm-hmm. So I never even considered that you would be somebody else's.
That's
like,
true.
you were my big sister. Like, you're my sister.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So to see y'all look alike, and I was like, she's not mine.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
It kicked me in my gut, and I was not expecting to feel the way that I felt. But then I was like, okay, this is real. And so I had to sit with that, and then I had to decide. I was like, I'm going to support her regardless of whatever this looks like. Because you know what? This has been something that has been a huge part of our lives, your life. I'm not going to sit up here and abandon her. Like, this is the point of it all. This is the point of it all. You know?
Yeah, so, and just trying to figure out what that looks like, and then who they are, right? And then we went to go meet them.
Child, please, I wasn't sending my sister up to go meet nobody by herself, because honey, it's built to ass behind my sister. It's always been that way. I wasn't sending her no damn where. I don't give a hell who you say you think you are. I'm going to. She need a chaperone.
we went to go, oh, by the way, this is when I found out I had a brother too, and then I got to talk to him, and that's his own little journey. But we went to go meet them, and then I remember our conversation. We stayed in a hotel, and we met Courtney and Andre first. We went out to dinner, and
first of all,
it was like watching them walk in was like jaw-dropping. I was so nervous. I was sweating. Remember, we were on the plane, my stomach, I was like, you were holding my hand, I was sweating, and then we were about to land, and I was just like looking out the window, and like, you were like, it's going to be okay.
It's going to be fine. I'm like, you
it
are
was
safe.
Crazy.
It's going to be fine. You are safe. And if you feel unsafe, we gone, girl. You all right?
Yeah.
I was like,
it was crazy. And then to meet them and to see them, we were just like, oh my God. And then I remember having a conversation with you maybe 2 days after we were there. I think we went and we met my Dukes at the time, right? That's Andre and Courtney's mom. She was married to our father. Mm-hmm. And so I remember you.
Pause. What? She was married to Tabitha, Courtney, and Andre's father, because at this point we have found out that Tabitha and I don't have the same father biologically.
I'm sorry.
Is me and Rabbit's daddy. and Latasha's daddy biologically. So there's that.
Yeah.
At this point now, Tabitha and I, we've gone up to DC to go meet Ma Dukes, and Ma Dukes is Courtney
Yes.
and Andre's mom, and those are Tabitha's brother and sister. She was married to their father. Okay, go.
Yes. Yes, sorry. Thank you for that recap because I'd be missing that part.
Yeah.
So we met her, and I remember when we met her, I was so nervous, right? Because I remember telling you that morning, she will be the defining factor if she thinks I look like him. Do you remember me telling you that? Like, I was so nervous.
I wasn't worried because I'm like, you look just like them kids.
I know, but a wife knows, right? A wife knows. So a wife knows, she gave birth to these kids. She's seen that man. She knows that man. She does, right? So I walked in with Courtney and Andre already telling me that they said that Mom said that I looked more like him, and I said, okay. But when she saw me,
the most
like him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when she saw me and she cried and she said, oh man, you shaped like him, you're not neat, and you're shaped like your brother and stuff like that. But then after that, right, me and you had a conversation and you were just like, it's so weird. It's like God split your personality in half.
It split you up. It was
split,
too
much. Like he said, you had too much personality.
It was too much, and it was so funny because to see y'all together, y'all look alike, you walk alike, you laugh alike, you say the same words. I was tripping because I was like, people say it all the time, that DNA don't lie. It really don't, and it doesn't matter what you do, how you try to cover it up, how you try to hide. I get it, and we've grown and we've learned that decisions are made for the best. We can't judge each other for just doing our best. And so, but that DNA don't lie,
baby.
But
more so as a parent, right? More so as a parent, because I felt like
especially
it just put me, it made me think about our mom. It wasn't. So I think looking at our mom, right? And that's the part, right? Because you know how I felt about me and Mom's relationship throughout. But the conversation that we weren't able to have was I understood her. And I saw her as a 9-year-old girl, and I wish, and we will have that conversation. And I think that she's owed that conversation of me letting her know that I do understand.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So, but
seeing y'all together, I was just like, and here I am, this little shrimp. I'm 5'2" and shrinking.
Yeah,
and Tabitha, Courtney, and Andre, their legs don't stop, and I'm just like. Oh my God! I was overwhelmed. Like sitting back and just looking at you be with them. I wasn't jealous at all. It was like I just couldn't believe that you missed out on this. I could not believe that this is what you lost. That this is what you didn't get. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't wrap my mind. Like I cannot believe that she has siblings out here. I couldn't wrap my head around it because I'm like, it's me and you, kid. She's mine. Like I could not wrap my mind around it because you and I have been together from the very beginning, and I could not wrap my mind around that you've been here for the beginning of my life. I wasn't here at the beginning of yours. You had a life before me, even though we're 13 months apart. I just couldn't fathom it. But seeing y'all, the three y'all together, I told you straight up, I said, girl, those two are you. Like, you had too much, there was too much sadness. There was too much feelings. You feel things so deeply and emotionally.
Yes.
On every level. And the rest of it got poured into Andre. And then you could get real rah too.
Listen, and that is straight up Courtney.
And the rest of it went into Courtney. And to see it, like I was
the
like
fun times, the jokester, the laugh, like the party, and like that's all Courtney.
I think I felt like she missed out on being understood. Because I felt like I tried my best. I feel like I tried my best to understand you when we were growing up, but I felt like I never understood you because you had so much within you that you were struggling with. And I didn't even put myself into your shoes of how it would feel to struggle with that. For me, it was like, no.
How could you though? That wasn't your experience.
Yeah.
Because like you said something in the car. You're like, I know who I am. Like we were talking on the phone when I first, and I was just struggling. I remember crying. Like I just struggled, and you were like, I can't tell you how to feel because I know who I am. I look just like him. You know what I mean? So
I know who my dad is. I know who my mom is, and so I was just like, I was like,
and that was hard. I'm pretty sure it was hard to witness, right? It was hard to go through because then, of course, I wanted to spare my family, but that meant for me to kind of take a step away and just be like, listen, I got to do this healing on my own.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, unfortunately, this is going to be my journey to figure out. Yeah, because at the end of the day, I meant what I said. I circled back to everybody.
Well,
I didn't lie on that.
Nope. And I felt like my role during that time was, she don't got to call me. She don't got to text me, but I'm going to see about her. I'm going to text her, and I'm going to see about her, and I'm going to give her space. I'm going to leave her alone. But it's my job to make sure that she knows that I respect what's going on here. I'm right over here.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave you alone now.
And I think I needed that because I didn't hate anybody, but I needed to figure out how to balance this and bring everybody in, and also being courteous, because then a year after that, we found Latasha. So then it was just so much going on, and we were like, what's going on with these parents? And also being like, this ain't got nothing to do with us. We're just products of the environment, you know what I mean? And they're also living... Yeah, they're living their own lives, and that humanized my parents for me. My mom is just a girl.
Yep. Oh, yep. Yep.
But
and literally, that's where, for me, my turning point with it was when, you know, me, you, and Mommy, we had a phone call, and I was still living in New Mexico. That phone call changed everything. It changed everything for me, because I was like, okay, I do have a say in how this goes. I know this ain't my story, but I have a say in how I choose to participate. And I think that was necessary too, because I needed you to know that I was going to take a whole step back so that you can decide how this needed to be for you. I didn't want to be over here just all jumping on you, being just all overly in the mix. I wanted you to handle it for you. And however it needed to be handle it, you know. But
because I knew I was going to circle back, and I trusted myself. You know what I'm saying? I knew I had too much lessons that I learned. I love my mom. You know what I mean? I just think that we love each other in a different way. It's something I thought about, right? And I talked to Still about this. I said, you want to know what's crazy? You know, throughout the years, I always was like, oh, you know, I struggle with, like, what me and my mom could, like, I see the relationship, you and Dee Dee, and, not you and Dee Dee, you and Mom, and then how y'all are, and then Dee Dee and Mom, and how they are. But you know what? I said, me and Mom do got a thing. Y'all do. Politics. Baby, because when we get to chit-chatting about politics, baby, we on the phone for an hour, and I checked my phone call because we were talking about politics the other day, and I said, we've been on the phone for an hour and a half.
Yeah, see, that's it.
And that's our thing, and just appreciating that, right?
Yep, and not minimizing it. It don't have to look the way it looks for everybody else. It has to look the way it looks for you. Yes.
But also showing up for her in that way. I'm not going to be the perfect daughter, you know, but I really do try, because I do want her to know that I do love her, you know.
She knows, girl. She knows.
She's my mom, you know. I show up. That's how I, no matter how I'm feeling, I just show up. That's how I can show my love. And I just appreciate the space and the grace that needed to be given, no matter whether it looked pretty or not. And I know that you were like, oh my God, you're like, is this it for us? And it was never, you know what I mean?
I just feel that way. I did.
Yeah.
But I felt like it was okay for me to feel that way, because I was trusting you. I was trusting you.
Yeah.
I was choosing to totally remove myself and trust you. Finally, I was like, I don't got to manage her. I don't need to do that. I don't need to be over here managing her and managing her feelings and managing how she wants to handle this. I'm trusting her. She got it.
But you know why I did it? Because I didn't need you to feel like you needed to save me.
Yes.
And I know you felt that way for a long time. And I'm like, no, I've been saving myself. You don't have to save me. I know how to swim, boo. I know how to swim. And I showed you, you know what? Yeah. But also, just the growth of it all, right? I think in the reality of things, person that taught me how to be in a relationship and make sure that I treat all my relationships very mindfully. Right? I remember our first big fights as adults, and it was like, okay, so what are we gonna do? This little sister dynamic, we don't want this. You're just my sister. That's what I want you to be. I want you just to be my sister, please. And I think that was the start of that deep conversation, because that was an ugly fight.
It was an ugly fight. It was.
That bounced it back, because I remember you bought yellow roses.
I did. I was like, I saw them, and I was like, okay, Lord.
Yeah, and I just so happened to call, and we cried on the phone because we hadn't spoken in weeks. And it was like, I just bought yellow roses. But that's the circling back that I'm talking about.
Yeah,
that's how I know we're going to circle back.
I had to trust you. I was like, she said it, and she always does. We always do. She's right. And I also had to get out of my own way, because I know I'm really rigid and frigid sometimes, and I am. I do.
Yeah.
And so now what I've loved about this whole entire process that we went through of finding out this big news and then coming back together was, I learned to trust myself too. You said you learned to trust your gut. Your discernment is real. I'm so glad that that's a gift that we both walked out of this with. And I also had to trust that I can love people the way they need to be loved. And I don't have to hate myself about it.
Conversation is like, okay, listen, boo, you want me to deal with things like how you deal with them. We ain't made up the same way.
We not made up the same way. We don't
and it's okay for
like,
it's okay for you to, and I respect the way you process things. What I need, I like, we gotta respect each other where we are, but that's also the other layer of growth. That's the caring about the relationship so much that you want to be in that and learn how to adapt to what that person needs. That's love. That's unconditional, and that's what I'm always trying to show up as for you. Whether you might see it right away or not, that's the way I try to, like, you see how I love you? I'm loving you in the way that you need it, but you don't see it right now because you're so used to being loved in a specific way that has been shown to you throughout the years.
It's because you and I are in a toxic relationship. We are in the most loving. We're in the most loving toxic relationship.
Because it's a sister relationship. Yeah. Being in sister relationships are so fucking toxic, bro. Like, on any level. But we love each other.
We do, and we love our sisters. We love all of our siblings. We love
all of them.
But you know what I also realized is that what I've taken out on the other side is that you can have your we don't have to share everything. And I think that was a big part of how our dynamic shaped itself. We shared everything growing up. It was always all you have is each other. All you have is each other. And so we shared everything.
Yeah.
And so
learning that it's okay for us not to share everything.
To have our own stuff. Yeah. You can have your relationship with your siblings. I can have mine with mine, and we don't. It doesn't have to be just one big old kumbaya.
Yeah, it would be beautiful if we were, you know what I'm saying? And I think we will. How we shepherd that relationship is going to be, is what's going to matter.
I think what made it hard was we weren't able to do that at that point because we were still working on how our dynamic needed to be. Because like I said, I still saw you as mine.
Yeah.
I still saw you as mine, and the relationship was coveted, but at the same time, it was a possession of mine.
Yeah.
And a possession
because you always had me in so many ways, like my attention, my time, my ear, my support, my love.
I wasn't used to you doing those type of things without me.
Right.
Like, of course, we would do the things together with the siblings, but at the same time, I thought, but we don't have to.
Right.
And that is okay. It doesn't mean that you and I don't have what we have. It's okay for you to do the things and for me to do the things.
But also, you are in control of defining the relationship, and that is the lesson in that. It doesn't have to look like everybody else's sister relationship. We know what we've been through. You've been through the most, you know what I'm saying? But the reality is, at the end of that, we're in this podcast because we survived the most.
Oh, girl. It's the testimony.
You get what I'm saying?
And the shifting of the perspective too. What happened to me that year. It was very difficult because we had the realization of trying to get off of there, Luca James. You know your nephew out here being a nuisance. We had to figure out how to navigate our relationship. So our relationship fell apart. Grandma passed. You know, we had found out about, you know, you and
an additional sister. Mm-hmm.
Grandma passed, and then B was sick, and then the big blow up in the summer. It was so many things that was hitting me, and it took me just taking it all to God and literally being and knowing and understanding and trusting. I had to trust you. I had to trust God, because I was like, if it's not good, he's not even done with it yet. What am I fretting about? I have to just give it to God. I got to trust her. I got to trust him. I got to trust myself. I got to trust. We all have to trust each other in this situation, that it will be good on the other side of this. So that's what I had to do.
And I think that the lessons for both of us were there, right?
Yeah.
And I think it made us stronger for it as a family. And also, for me, I don't feel like a secret, right? I'm not carrying around... I'm not carrying around the bags. I can love freely and be who I am freely. Now I can say and look in the mirror and say, I am all of these things. I am Jackie's daughter. I am Richmond's daughter. I am also Roy's daughter, right? And all those things do exist at one time. There are multiple sides of a coin. And my lesson in that is, some things ain't what they seem. Okay? But at the end of the day, it also ain't about what you assume it to be either.
Yeah.
So that was our big one. But I think over the years, you know, we're still learning each other. We change.
Yeah. It's been so nice. It's been so nice how I can say it, our dynamic on the other side of this, of finally figuring out how to finish eating this big pink dancing elephant that's been dancing in the room with us all our lives has been so refreshing. I've just loved it. And us having our first sister trip when we went to Scottsdale back to that was just like confirmation to me that we are okay. The kids are okay. All right.
And we said that too. We said, and you said, you know, I didn't get to know you like this. And I said, I'm a fun time girl. Like,
I love it. I was just like, I just love that we finally have the chance to know each other as friends. Like, we're not in this fight or flight, constant push and pull, tug of war because of the big feelings we had about this secret that we couldn't get to the bottom of. But I think that it needed to happen. It taught us all a lesson. I love how we've all come out on the other side of it, because it could have destroyed us. And sometimes shit needs to fall apart, bruh. Sometimes shit needs to fall apart. Sometimes shit needs to fall apart.
I 100% agree with that. Because how much do you love each other? Love don't look pretty every day. It really doesn't.
And for me, I have to do better. You know, because I harbor so much of that. Okay. I love you guys. Be careful. Gotta go get a shot. Daddy taking her to go get a shot. Child, gotta go back to school. But, I lost my train of thought just seeing her that fast. It's the comfort.
I think you were...
go ahead.
I think we were saying something to, you got to do better at something.
Oh, yes.
You were leading into that.
I have to do better about also showing up for my people. Because, you know me, my feelings, they get so big. And I'm
and I know that about you, so I always have to let you sit in that, and then I'm like, okay, girl, you good? Because listen, let me tell you, you know. But our relationship is about, I'm not gonna always tell you that you're right. I'm not. You know, and I tell you, well, no, you got to look at people's intentions. It's not always to hurt you or this or whatever the case may be. And I like that you trust me enough to paint the picture for you to be like, okay, let me sit with this for a little bit, because maybe she's on to something there, you know, because you know my advice to you is never to sway you. I always get to the point of it because I know you, and just be like, have you asked yourself this question, you know?
Yeah, because I know that I get in my own way with that. I am very much so. It's so funny that I'm very much so I said type of person, or I try not to understand, like, if something happens, and I'm trying to be so much better about it. Like, it ain't personal.
Because you definitely are. I said what I said, and you're like, listen, and I'll be like, it's okay for you to feel your feelings and also feel somebody else's. Yeah, it's okay, because it ain't always black and white. There is a lot of gray in this world. There's so much gray.
Yeah, and so I have been experiencing that because I've always felt like when I was growing up that I had to absolutely protect myself from stuff. And so it was like, I've always felt like that. Like, it was like, not for nothing, I have to make sure, because the things that matter to me don't necessarily matter to everybody. And so I have to be mindful of when I feel like those things are being compromised for me. Because not everybody is going to give a damn. You know,
right.
And so...
But you got to realize the people that do give a damn. And that's where the compromise comes in.
And also realizing that we all see things differently. Why would you... Just because you haven't looked at it from that lens doesn't mean that I'm right and you're wrong. And I cannot sit up here and try to hold you responsible for some shit you didn't even know about. I can't assume it's like common sense, because there's things I don't know. There's things I don't know. Like your perspective. And then I see it from your perspective, and I'm like, oh... I love that I've been exercising that muscle.
Totally be like, I could have handled that a little bit better, right? And I think we all get to that part. Me and you have addressed that with each other. Maybe I could have been a little bit more clear, or maybe I could have tapped in, or maybe I wasn't in the mental space to think about all the things right then and there, you know, and like how we deal with things. You're like, let's talk about it now, and I'm more like, let me figure out my feelings so I can make sure that I am clear, but I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. You get what I'm saying? Like, I want to make sure that I'm taking care of how you feel when I'm saying it, because that's not my intentions, and I don't want to lose my intentions, you know?
And also, I hate the fact that people will hear this phrase, a negative thing, but see, my going in position is always positive, so I don't see this as a negative thing. Managing expectations, lowering expectations, that's not a bad thing.
No, it's not.
It's situational. And so I've learned that, like, it doesn't, putting people in certain categories in your life doesn't have to be a negative thing. It just means that you manage the relationship. You have the level to manage it. If it's worth having, you'll manage it.
Because this is the thing. This is where people get messed up. And I think I had a conversation with Courtney, or maybe Poo Poo back in the day. Something. I had maybe a couple people where I define relationships, right? I think people have these, my friends are just my friends, and my spouse or my partner is my partner, and this is how I treat them, and then my siblings are my siblings. No, baby, it's all a relationship. And so you have to care for it all. Right? Yep. How you care for your spouse is how you're going to care for your friends, if you really love them, and how you care for your siblings. You still got to work on those relationships. It's still a relationship.
Yes, absolutely. It does not matter.
And people forget that sometimes. And I'm just like, I still got to work on those things. Like, you know, my best friend Vanessa moved to Germany, and you know, traveling and stuff like that, and we've been in this kind of like adjustment phase, and I missed Sincere's birthday, and not purposefully, but so much was going on, and respectfully, I had to understand how she felt about that. That's my godson, you know what I mean? Like, I had to let her, you know, let me know how she felt about that, and she did, and I rightfully said, yep, you have a right to say all of that. And I owe some apologies, and let me just explain, even though my explanation is not bigger than the program, but this was not on purpose, and just allowing her the space and grace to be like, dude, what the hell? You've never done that before, because I haven't with any of the kids, right? But I've missed things, you know. Jasmine's grandfather recently passed away, and I missed Moopy's birthday, and I had to humbly let her know I am so sorry.
Girl,
that was not my intent, but there's some things going on in my life. It's a little crazy and wonky, a little hazy. You know, me and you have been trying to do this podcast episode goes for months.
Girl, and I think that's
things have been happening.
I think that's it. I think that I love the fact that we're all just like, we all understand that it's hard out here, and I love feeling that everyone gets it now. There's no ill intent here. There's no ill intent here. I feel like, and that shift has happened so many times in so many different ways and so many different pockets of my relationships. Like you said, like, I don't define them by the subcategories, I guess I should say. It's just a relationship is the relationship. You should take care of it. That's and it's like, I hear people saying, oh, this is my best friend of this, like, I was talking about best friends. And I'm like, I have lots of best friends. Not
Me
lots
too.
of best friends, but I have, it's like best friends. Like, these are the people. And, you know, sure, I may not have known them since I was a child. There's people I've known since I was a child that I'm cool with. But there's some folks that I've known for 20 minutes that I'm like, this is like the best friend that I have right here in this pocket of my life. Like, this person brings these things to my life, and this is what I learned from them, and this is what I experienced from them, and I care for that relationship like that. I see a lot of people, and they've had these very, very long relationships. It's like, but yeah, it's a long relationship. Has it been worth a damn? Or is it just because of the longevity, the length of the relationship? Like, because it don't have to be like that either.
Well, I agree with you. I had a best friend. Felt like that was my best friend throughout high school, and I had a realization of being like evaluating the relationship, and things have happened throughout the years or whatever the case may be. But what I realized is, like, I didn't feel like she showed up for me the way I showed up for her, and that's just end of story. And I quietly, fell to the back.
Yeah,
I didn't make no big ruckus. Ain't to make no ruckus about it. I don't need to post about you. I don't need to tell you. I don't need to text you or whatever the case may be. We know what it is.
Yeah, that part.
And so,
what's it called? Quiet quitting.
I quiet quitted, and I didn't have any qualms and issues about it. I don't wish her ill. I don't wish her. I just don't wish it. Like, I just don't wish. And I know people laugh at me when I say that, but the reality is that's
how I feel about
I just don't wish you. I'm minding my business.
Yeah, I don't care.
I'm minding my business, and I truly don't. I hope your life is going well, and that's just where I am. But I have moved past that. I have so much other flowers and things that I can water, that water me. And that's where I'm at. I want that reciprocation. I want you to water me, and I'll water you, and we're caring for each other. And I think that's where we are with each other. You know what I mean?
I think we're like that at this point in our lives. Like, you're right.
Yes.
I wasn't prepared for the way the 40s was going to hit, right? The 40s hit, and I've been watching you navigate your 40s. You're right up there. So I'm like, okay, I was so happy because my whole life I thought, because even though you and I are 13 months apart, you're older than me. I was always the first for everything, and it sucked.
Yeah.
It sucked. I was like, bro. So when you started going through perimenopause, I was like, thank heavens. I thought it was going to knock me in the back of my head. I was going to have to figure it out for the both of us. I'm glad, yes, Lord, she's taking it. I trust her. She got it from here.
Listen,
yes,
that
Lord.
Peri hoe is a hoe. She cut. She is, and it just happens one day to the next. It feels like now I do. Either we're not paying attention to the symptoms, but it feels like it's like, wait, hold up, what was that?
No. What Peri is the enlightenment that comes. You have done the stuff, and Peri comes and is the enlightenment. Do you really have time for this sucker shit and deal with this at the same time? No. I'm teaching you. I'm honing in on you. That was the time for enlightenment. Now this is the test. You got it. You know what I'm saying? So the transition that I've been having with perimenopause has been. Listen,
yours has been a little bit different. I think I dealt with my shit. I dealt with my shit going right into my 40s, so I was able to kind of walk into my 40s more with a clean slate and like things.
So, yeah. Mine was.
I think you. Yeah, because you also look at the situation, right? You guys had to move. Derek, our brother-in-law, passed away.
Yeah,
he was sick, right? And then you got retirements coming from B, and then your kids are getting older, and Gina's graduating, Jasmine had graduated. Like, the last 4 years have been completely chaotic, and how we came out with a smile on our face and saying, you know what, everything's gonna be okay, guys. Everything's gonna be okay.
And I had a child. We found out about everything hit the fan, and then I found out I was pregnant with Taylor.
Girl, do you remember how scary it was to tell me? Like, I was the baby daddy.
Girl.
I tell you something. I was like, what? But the shock of it was, I think more so because we were like, oh, Jaden, Jasmine, and Xavier are all around the same age. We're about to be free, bro.
Oh my God.
We're about to be free, right? And then Taylor came and we're like, but the thing about Taylor was like, Taylor healed so many things in people, and I think that she was a huge reason why relationships stay together, because you got pregnant with Taylor you were pregnant with Taylor when I found out, I think, everything, right? And I was throwing baby showers and putting on a brave face and just sucking it up as much.
And then I found out I was pregnant. And remember, I didn't say anything
because of everything.
Because I was just like, I can't even process this. I can't even think. It's like, I don't want to call them and share this good news like nothing is going on and nothing is happening. Like, things are happening, you know? And it was
such a joy to even celebrate, right? Because that was a pregnancy
and then it was a girl.
We didn't think it was going to happen, right? And then it was a girl, and then you have that, and then you named her Taylor, and so it was just like, even though all at that point it was a little dark for everybody, Tay has always found a way to bring the light for our family, and really, you know, she's Francis the Third, you know what I mean?
You know what? I pat myself on the back with that, because I made a decision when I got pregnant. I couldn't even deal, right? But then I had that gender reveal here, or in New Mexico. Be through with that gender reveal for Mother's Day, and I found out I was having a daughter. I made a decision. Right then. I knew exactly how I was going to raise my daughter. I knew exactly, and I made a decision. And so I'm very proud of myself that I have protected her innocence. I protected her spirit. I protected her joy. I have protected that for my daughter. I wish somebody was protecting that shit for me when I was little, when I was her age. I wish I had that. And I always had that with my grandmother. I always had that with her. Always. I always had that with her, you know? So for Taylor, I'm like, I want to be the big sister to her that I wish I had when I was her age. But I understand why you couldn't be that.
Yeah. But so also different. We were living shared experiences too.
Yes.
So how
it was so
right?
traumatic for us. Like we were going through a lot. And so
we were moving around. We had two separated parents. Both those parents are in the military. We are always in a new place. It's always an adjustment. And we were with our grandmother. And it was so much. Honestly, like for me, I felt like we were on survival. And to be honest, I couldn't even really be the big sister that I could be until after I graduated high school, and like being like, okay, like a sense of responsibility. Dee Dee was little. We were taking care of Dee Dee. And I just felt like it was a choice of, okay, you know, I'm more capable of being a bigger sister, but also working on myself to be that. Do I feel like I'm perfect? No, not by any means, but I'm also not trying to be. I think there is a importance to humanize people. You don't have to be perfect, and I think that's okay, but I'm always willing to learn the lessons, and that's what y'all do know of me.
Yeah. Girl, we all right. I love it. And I wouldn't change a single thing, not one thing. I wouldn't change a thing.
Neither.
No, I could say that for real, and you know, I would say if I wanted to. I would change a thing.
I told Mom, you know, you have 3 daughters who are all college educated, all have their masters. Our mother has her masters, and I said that's something to speak for as Black women. All own homes, like, you know, like that's something to be proud of, and like looking at it, and you know, Mom always tagging us and stuff back in the day when we first got on Facebook, like, girl, you didn't get text and everything. But also the reality is she's prideful. That's how she shows her pride. Like, my daughters are doing things that couldn't even imagine. You know, I talked to Daddy about it. He's like, I just wanted y'all to graduate from high school because that was the goal. And I was like,
Okay,
I want y'all to have a job and be able to survive, you know, and y'all kind of overexceeded. Yeah, you know, and I tell them, like, that's something to be proud of. You know, you have a daughter who's married, and two daughters raising their families, or, you know, Dee Dee's moving into establishing her family, and then you have me, the oldest daughter, who was like the chronically single one, right? The chronically single one just try to raise her daughter in this crazy ass environment. You know what I mean? Just try to do a decent job,
girl. And I love where that brought you, though. I love
me
where
too.
It brought you, though, because before I would be hounding you about this whole dating thing, but now I'm like, girl, get on
You need to
here.
get married. I got some officers. I know some people.
Girl, before, but now
years.
I'm like, girl, now I'm like, girl, live your life.
It's fun out here.
Have a good time, child. Have a good time. The right one what's understood ain't even gonna need to be said with the right one. So you just enjoy yourself.
Can we agree that I'm so many things and not just
and it's really weird out here. I think that it's so simple, this whole dating thing and how it could be happening, but it's very weird out here the way people are conducting themselves when they're interacting with folks.
It's just not my speed.
I'm a different generation.
Me too, but I still.
I'm like, why is it that you can't just meet somebody and say, "Hey, I would love to go do this thing with you," and then you have a good time? Why do they have to make things like so overcomplicated? I feel like it's time to slow it down. I feel like everybody has been in such a hurry to get married by these timelines because, you know, like I said before, we all fall for the okie doke. But here we are on the other side of it, and you know it's not true. So slow down.
Yeah. And I slow it all the way down, and I'm like, I know what I like, and I know I'm willing to put up with, and I know that some shit that I'm just not willing to put up with because I'm so many things, and there's some red flags, and I just need people to realize that some of y'all are walking red flags, like, and it's hard to not pay attention to, and I just, it is, and I'm just like, I've worked on myself, I've been in therapy, like, you know that, and I just feel like people do owe it to themselves to work on yourself instead of having the expectation for someone else to fix you.
Please. Please.
And I've stayed completely away from anybody who has not done no work. It's not attractive to me by any means. I'm not telling you to go on therapy, but what I'm saying is that you got to realize that.
Go ahead if you need to. If you need to, you gotta go. Like, we're too old to be playing. No, that's exactly what we're saying. When you go touch some grass and go to therapy, because no one has time for that bullshit. We're too old. We're going through perimenopause. I'm telling you, we don't have time.
It is true.
So you either figure it out.
It is true.
Or you're gonna keep getting the same shit you're getting. Do the work and figure it out. At a minimum, okay? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna say to your future self? You owe it to your future self to do the work and stop making excuses for yourself. And also, it's okay. Don't fall for the okie doke. Don't let society convince you. Like we said it since the top of the hour. Don't let it convince you that it needs to look a certain way. Do what makes sense for you. Just don't be out here hurting nobody. But do the damn work. Hell.
Yeah.
Please.
And also, I'm a single lady who has a lot. Right, and so I have my own property.
Let people be
my
single
table
and enjoy
is set. Yeah, and so if you're coming in thinking that you're about to be head of my household, that's just never going to work for me. You're going to be a partner,
yes,
but you'll never be the head of.
I know that's right.
My household.
and that's no shade. That's just what.
And that's no tea, no shade. And I'm here for you finding a woman that wants to give you that dynamic. It will never be me.
Oh, say it. I co-sign that. I stand on that. I absolutely support that message. And you want to know why? Because she don't have to.
That's it. What is that gift that we say that you said, like, you can't take care of my friend, just send her back home. Just send her back to me.
If you ain't going to be treating my bitch right, I'm coming to get her.
I'm
trying
coming to
to send her back.
Send her back.
Right.
Send her back.
I'm at a place where if I want to go to a nice restaurant, I'm going to a nice restaurant. I don't need you to convince me of no Chick-fil-A. I can do that on my own.
And if we go to Chick-fil-A, then we going to Chick-fil-A. But don't think that you're finna come over here. And then when I say I want to go to a nice restaurant, you tell me, no, we can't. We going to Chick-fil-A. Then you going to Chick-fil-A.
That part.
I can go. I'm going to go. I'm going to go. You can just go home.
And I don't need you to, manage. I don't need you to manage what I want.
You can go home. Like, I ain't tripping on you. You're not available. You can't do that tonight. Oh, okay. Well, then, holler at me tomorrow. I love that.
And I'm not dating nobody with little kids. No. I'm sorry.
No.
And I respect you. I respect where you are in your life, but the reality is I have an almost 21-year-old.
But wait, you're not dating no one who wants to have kids.
Period. Off the roster. You will never.
So stop, guys. If you are a young man and you want to have children, but you trying to come see a woman about a horse and she don't want to have no kids. Like, is she at this age? We're at this age. We're not having no more kids.
You can never try out.
And you can't move in.
No.
You can stay at your place.
Yeah.
I love that dynamic.
Yeah, and you know I've been walking like that for years. Like, you cannot sleep at my house.
I encourage the girlies to stick to that. I think it's great.
Yes.
You can have your person and y'all spend the rest of y'all lives together, and he can live at his damn house, and you can live at yours. You know, I'm not shitting on the Institute of Marriage. My goodness, before everybody starts getting in
from a married person, by the way.
Oh my God, seriously. So can I please just give my perspective here?
Because I saw some of y'all shaking your head and then be like, "Wait, what do you mean? No, stop it." We're talking about from a single girl perspective.
I'm just a girl.
She's watched me. She's watched me been single all this time, and so she knows. She knows I will never settle for less. She knows that I hold myself to a high standard. I'm a homie lover friend. I know I'm a hot commodity. Y'all don't know that yet. Well, some of y'all know that. Some of y'all know that.
You can stay over there. Like, it's no big deal. I love seeing you get outside. I think it's great. I think that because of this new shift in who you are, what you need from your life partner is totally different from what you thought you wanted initially. I think it is turning into something totally different. Same for me. Like, turning into something totally different. What you want from your life
comes
partner.
with growth.
It comes with growth, and it comes with perimenopause. We just don't.
Or guys, how you're loving yourself, right? Because that all matters. How you're loving yourself. I am in love with myself. I love spending time with myself. I love the time that I spend with myself. I love the conversations I have with myself. I love to look at myself. I love myself. And can't no man replace that love that I have for myself.
Honey,
that's where I'm at.
That's gonna preach. I think that's the most important. I think we can leave it on that, girl. We can leave it on that. Do y'all not understand the freedom that comes when you know yourself, you love yourself, you cherish yourself, you put yourself first? And putting yourself first does not mean fuck everybody else. It just means you gotta love yourself more than anybody else before you can even think that you're gonna be able to share that with anyone. It's okay for you to love yourself first, and don't be around nobody that makes you feel bad about loving and putting yourself first. It does not mean it's a deficit for those around you that love you. Hello? Girl, that's gonna preach, child. I love that.
Gotta be your biggest fan. Your biggest fan. Can nobody fan out bigger than you?
And don't you love that you understand what that means for you?
I love that I'm able to teach my daughter that. That's what I love. I love that I was able to still be on this earth to be able to teach my daughter that instead of her struggling through that throughout her adulthood and then figuring that out at 40.
Yes.
So
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
So, listen, it's been wonderful having you, girlfriend. The chit chat's been wonderful. Great, girl.
Yeah, per usual, honey. Per usual. Yeah. And now people got to see insight of how we talk on a regular basis.
Yeah, child, because this is how we be kikiing, having a good time, enjoying comfort breaks.
Yeah, we do.
It's just getting into the stuff. All right, so before I leave you, I got to give you your quote of the day. And people, don't forget to subscribe, to like, to share, to do all that stuff. Do not forget. Okay, and this is your quote. And this by Miss Dorothy Strickland. Feeling secure in your worth often stems from knowing you belong to two very special groups, your family and your community. That is your quote.
I think that fits.
That is your quote. It's so
that goes back from picking for number 7 from the questions. I forgot what that was called, to the end quote. I think that just ties this up very nicely.
With a bow. With a bow. Well,
thank you for having me, sis.
Yes.
I appreciate the chitty chats.
Yes.
And looking forward to hearing more. More money, more problems. You know, that's just what it is. Learn how to balance it. There you go.
It's too much to talk, y'all. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I took a bet on myself to find the real me. I got too much to say, too much